All right. So, Kant just finished up. Well, just started, I should state. Their sculpting process. It's probably not going to be done in a single day, no matter how much they wish it could be. But they've made a start. So, realistically, there's not a lot going on that day. Praxis is throwing away a bunch of cards that are still good. So let's go ahead and allow Maven to do their thing once those cards show up.
Alrighty.
Because actually, Praxis, I know you stated you were tossing them around, or tossing them to the other side of your desk, but realistically you would be throwing them away?
So once there's a sizable pile, I want to shred the majority through like the so that it looks like they're just going through the machine, and slip 5 or 6 out of my sleeve.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand for that.
Dexterity, larceny?
Yeah.
That work? Cool.
Larceny or stealth both would work.
Let me see what my my skills are. See what's the better. I'll take stealth as well because I've got so dexterities. See if it's better than the last one. 3, yeah. I'll take that.
Absolutely, nobody's going to notice that they're up your sleeve.
And I'm assuming I've got Maven's number or whatever for a phone.
Yeah.
I'll just send a message saying I'm finishing up. Lunch? Question mark.
Yeah, I'll be on break.
Meeting, which floor are you wishing to meet up on? The cafeteria floor or the visitor level?
Let's go to the visitor level, because it's more people.
More crowded, yeah.
In the meantime, Kant. Obviously, you'd have to show up to work. You can't just sculpt all day.
I mean, I can. we get PTO, right?
This is doing it for the company. He's on the job, technically.
Well, I'm doing it for a different company.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And technically, you probably wouldn't have accumulated any PTO at this time.
Oh, come on, I'm like management. That means I get the good deal.
For like a month. If that.
Alright, fine, I'll go to work.
Is there anything specific that you're going to do while at? Also, I feel like I should probably state that your cult are in the interview process. At least that was the last update that you got.
Very good. We will infiltrate this company who is probably doing mundane things. But that's fine.
They're levitating islands, so it's not entirely mundane.
Yeah, but knowing my luck, that'll be like the plot hook of 12 that was just a fake plot. Anyways, what do I do at work besides maintaining cover? My people aren't in yet.
I mean, if that's all you're doing is maintaining cover, then that's perfectly fine.
I think it's just maintaining cover right now.
All right. So with that, Praxis and Maven. Lunchtime rolls around. You make your way up to the 60th floor and you make the exchange.
Well, I mean, we're going to be not obvious about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking have the cards in a plastic baggie, and then I stuff that into like a rancid part of the trash. I could take it out. Nobody's going to search that stuff. And then have lunch.
Yeah. If that's what you indicate, I will go through the process of throwing away a load of receipts and just kind of things you have in your pockets over as time goes by, and I'll include a load of cards in there as well.
This switch happens. Later that evening, Maven, why don't you give me your computer roll?
All right. This is intelligence computer, I assume,
Absolutely.
with a specialty in hacking help? Or not yet?
Not yet, because you're not necessarily... You're looking at what exactly it all is.
Okay.
Seeing if it can even be manipulated in that way, so to speak.
Okay.
A matter of fact...
Oop, I already
we'll
rolled.
we'll still use it. It's fine.
2 successes.
2 successes. These cards, as you break them open, they are... You're looking essentially at what's a miniature computer. We're talking... You are literally looking at a motherboard as you open this up. But in the size of a card. You very quickly make out a processor, RAM, hard drive. Like, these things even store data inside of themselves.
Oh, cool. I'll make a note of the specs.
They're obviously not high-end computers.
All right, the important question is, can it run Doom?
Most definitely. Yeah, it would be
What about
capable of
Skyrim?
running Doom.
Skyrim, everything else does.
Nah, not quite high enough to run Skyrim, but Doom, yeah. Certainly more powerful than, let's say, the stuff you would find in a calculator.
All right.
You're probably looking at... it's 2016. You're looking at something that is essentially a computer probably from the late 90s.
Okay.
In terms of strength and computing power.
All right. So that's all of its physical components, yes?
Yes.
All right. Now I want to look at it digitally, the software.
Now, this does require a hack because
Yeah.
this is when things get a little bit more complicated. You are also going to be making this check at a -2.
-2. Okay. That's all fine and good.
There's a reason.
All right. Can I also... My merit for electromagnetic linguistics lets me read code as if it was like a language and understand it. Would that help at all?
Not... It won't add a bonus to your roll, but it will allow me to explain things a little bit more clearly.
All right, so -2, so it'll be intelligence computer +1, so -1 then, because hacking. is a specialty. Dang it. No successes.
So, now, I do actually have to ask this specifically. How exactly were you hacking it? Were you just running it through an actual computer, or just because, you know, the nature of demons? Were you doing more of a interconnected hack where you were doing it essentially with your own brain?
I hadn't gotten that far. I can do that with that merit, but I had started mundane.
Okay. Quite literally, as soon as you attempt it, your computer breaks.
Well, crap.
And you hear the fans immediately accelerate, and you do notice that your computer is starting to smoke.
Well, I'm gonna turn that off immediately. I should have used the partition. Dang it. Okay. Well, no more hacking from that computer.
A roll.
Oh no.
A base. Okay.
Great. Okay.
You're like, that's not comforting.
That's not comforting. No, indeed. Well, this computer's toast.
Yeah, no. As soon as you see the smoke, and I would assume Maven would probably pop off the cover just to see.
Yeah, just make sure there's no fire.
There was. It was a
Well, I
very...
meant like active.
Yeah, no. It's not an active fire, but it has completely burned out your processor.
No saving that. Anything salvageable? Hard
Anything-
drive?
Hard drive's fine. It wasn't... Generally, your processor's not right next to hard drive. As I look down at my computer to double check that. Usually there's enough of a distance that's fine. It was a very localized thing. You can definitely tell whatever happened was designed to fry the processor.
Okay. I can tell that it was designed to do that. Then I need to cover my tracks. If it was designed to do that, then it was designed to be tracked afterwards. How do I do that now, though?
You're like, oh no. If this fries processors, I doubt it'll fry my brain, but it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Well, first... Well, it's too late. You've already rolled. I was going to make a counter to that roll you just did and try and throw them off. But if I don't know that they've done that, then I can't exactly do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't know what happened here.
Yeah.
You would just know, oh crap, this fried my processor.
Okay.
Now, whether
I don't...
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to fry my brain, but then again, my brain is vastly more powerful than a mundane processor.
Yes.
Desperate times, desperate measures. Yeah, I'm gonna plug in.
Right. So, does that give you a bonus to the roll, or?
So let's see. I can physically plug a cable into my body. It doesn't inflict damage, but it's disconcerting and counts as compromise if undercover. Am I technically undercover in the privacy of my own home? Yeah.
You're inside cover, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll make a cover roll with a bonus of 2 because that's what it's at. With manipulation. Right, it's +2 at cover 10? Yes. Or success. Why couldn't I get that earlier?
So, no compromise.
No compromise. I'm gonna start reading, looking at the programming.
You do gain guilty, shaken, or spooked, or a temporary glitch.
Well, it took a glitch last time. We'll do spooked.
I mean, you just saw this thing fry a processor, and now you're jacking into it. I could see spooked.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So, give me that roll.
Again, right? So,
Yeah.
int computer.
I would say this is only going to be at a -1 because you're aware of some of the security measures at this point.
Okay. -1 +1, so straight roll then.
Yeah.
1 success. All right.
So, as you break through this first layer of security, you quickly realize that the security procedure is a mondo dose of viruses. And a few trackers.
View trackers. Turn those off. Or are they active?
They are designated to go off when the virus uploads.
Well, it's not uploaded to my brain, but if it uploaded to the PC, now I know the tracker's on.
And you realize it has nothing to do with the PC. It's the card itself that's broadcasting.
Oh. Can I turn it off?
Yes, it is possible to turn it off.
I would like to turn it off.
However, you would know that it probably started transmitting as soon as the attempt started.
Can I change where it's directing its transmission? Or, like, showing me somewhere else, showing it where it's not, you know what I mean? Start bouncing the signal around.
That would involve you manipulating GPS satellites.
Can I not?
That's a little bit above. So, you do realize that you probably have a limited amount of time here since it's already sent a signal. And you did it at your house, did you not? Your cover's house?
I probably should not have, but I didn't specify, so we'll say yeah.
Okay. So, you have two options here. You're gonna have to you can either stay here and work fast and then get out, dump the chip, or dump this card, because it's only one card that that is compromised in this way. So what are your... I'm just giving the two most obvious ones. Anything else you're gonna have to come up with your own idea.
Ooh. How long has it been since I,
Oh, this is probably within the first couple of minutes, like...
Alright. I'm gonna use an exploit. I'm gonna use 4 minutes ago.
Oh, 4 minutes ago. But that's an exploit.
It is an exploit, yes.
What is that compromise roll? Exploits do.
Yes. 4 minutes ago.
So, you can spend a point of willpower here.
Okay, so it costs 2 ether in stealth primum.
I just want
I
to
think
make
it's just a normal customized roll, I think.
Yep. Or you can burn a point of willpower to avoid it.
Oh. Yeah, why not? We'll spend willpower.
As time rewinds.
So, I vanished from the scene and left 4 minutes before the use of the exploit. Scene resolves as normal, with the character's previous actions being caused by someone or something else. Any consequences to the character vanish. Any damage, resources, conditions, all vanish. As do any beats and resources gained.
Okay. So, for some reason, somebody broke into your house and tried to hack one of the chips that you
That
had
was
in.
actually what I was, what I was thinking of before I thought of 4 minutes ago. I was going to have her recall, hey, someone broke into my house, but this works.
Still gonna have to explain how you have a blank card in your house.
No, I don't. I'm not there.
True. Interesting.
But I do need to roll for the actual ability.
To actually see if it works, yes.
I mean, it should. It's quite a beefy pool with an exceptional success.
What does that exceptional success give you?
That's a good question. Pages 4 minutes ago on. I should know these, but I don't.
You should have them marked.
I have the mark somewhere else. I'm trying to find where I have it marked.
The sigh of a DM that's disappointed in his player.
I know, right? Okay, 166. Oh, this one. 4 minutes ago, on an exceptional success, I get a greater amount of control over how time rewrites itself. Ooh. So I can choose to redirect damage, don't need that. So I have more control over what happens, otherwise it'll just happen, you know.
Okay. So essentially, you would have given me what happened rather than me saying, "Oh, somebody broke in." But you said that's what you thought anyway, so
Exactly.
it worked out the way it worked out perfectly.
Someone's trying to frame me, so I'm gonna frame some rando.
Okay, so where are you now?
4 minutes away. What's 4 minutes away? Maybe a coffee shop or something at a diner.
So at the diner with all but one of the cards.
Yeah.
How do you want to proceed, knowing what you know? You're like, that's a good question.
Good question.
Well, you think about that. Praxis, after your day ends, and you know that Maven is currently working on said chips, cards.
I'm not gonna chase anything there. I want to kind of keep distance, keep any problems thrown to one side. So expecting if there's a problem, Maven can call or just send a message or whatever. But I'm actually going to stay behind late and under the sort of the temps coming in. I want to see if there's anyone who's specifically on the 61st floor. And that might be in reach of the angel that seems to be there. Or might be connected.
There is only... It's not a temp. I'll put it like this. They would not hire a temp for this position. There is one hire, though, for that position. The position's listed as... It is quite literally listed as page.
Page?
Yes, the job description.
Any name?
Classified. It was not somebody that you hired on directly. It's just, it is in the list of new hires, but it's not somebody that you hired specifically. You would still have a list of even, let's say, your boss's hires, etc. Just, you know,
Yeah.
on the long list of people, temps being brought in, people interviewing for permanent positions, etc. This is a permanent position.
Okay. And I cannot find my map of the building.
What's your question regarding the map?
Do we have this? What's going on the 61st? What's the business there?
It's just listed.
Archives.
Yeah, company archives. That's all that's listed.
Company archives. Okay.
You would know that Maven saw a bunch of books and one person putting books back.
Yeah. So, you shared that info. Okay, cool. That being said and done, I'm probably going to leave for the evening and head back to the bolt hole. See if any of the others choose to join.
Kant?
I mean, unless I was told to go there, I don't think I'd be going there. I mean,
So what are you doing then?
well, after maintaining cover, I'm maintaining cover the other way.
Going to produce beautiful art?
Sure, we'll call it beautiful.
This time, I would assume by that you're going to work on the sculpture. Let me just confirm that before I...
Yeah, that's the current machination that is time-gated. So...
When you show up to the warehouse this time, it is... there's only one person here. And it is... Oh god, my brain just froze. What name did I
Owen.
give the professor?
Owen.
Owen. Sorry, yeah,
It
my
was-
brain just froze for a second there.
Just
It
call
was-
him Professor,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Owen's there. It looks like he's sequestered in one of the offices. It looks like he's doing a bunch of paperwork right now. It is towards the end of the day, so it may just be one of those things he's just finishing up things that he has to get done.
But that means I can't turn on my demon form. Ah, come on. Alright,
As he sees you come in and he kind of, you know, he gives the jovial wave. He's just like, hey.
I will, give him the acknowledgement, I see you.
Why are you
at least
here?
That's what I'm thinking, but we're control over emotions, so I don't, I'm glad to see him here. Huh? I'm not. Alright. But unless he approaches me, I'm gonna kind of ignore him and hope he goes away.
It does take a couple of hours before he goes away.
Well, that's annoying, but oh well.
So what are you doing in those couple of hours to make it look like you're working?
Oh, I'm working regardless.
Okay.
I'm just not working I'm only working with two hands, which is very inefficient, I gotta say. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep up that facade, and I will willpower it this time so I can maybe make progress.
Okay, so after those 2 hours, go ahead. So you have a total of 4 successes and 3 more rolls, which are obviously not going to happen today.
Most likely not.
It's starting to come together. It's got a vaguely humanoid shape at this moment. Which one are you working with, by the way? The granite or the marble?
Which one is easier to work with? Marble is probably easier. That's what they make statues out of, right?
Normally, yeah.
Well, it looks better than granite as well.
Probably marble, right?
Both are pretty heavy stone, though. They're both
You couldn't have ordered a statue made out of like salt or something.
ice. Do an ice sculpture.
Hey, how would that work? An ice sculpture Promethean.
Azoth, it would work.
Heat refrigerated.
Yeah, it's Izzath. It would work. It would have the divine fire inside of its ice body.
Cool.
That being said, I realize you've got to take off now.
Yeah, I'm gonna run off. So.
Ed, and we'll say goodbye to Kant for now.
Very busy, don't interrupt him.
That being done, Maven.
Yeah, so
You're
at the diner, coffee shop, whatever, just having my day and letting whatever happens back at the... I assume it's an apartment or a house. I don't know where actually the cover lives. But
Cover
letting
lives-
that play out.
Yeah, Cover lives in an apartment.
Okay. She probably has an alarm. It might have gone off. So she'll let the cops deal with that, and then she'll show up.
You show up, not cops, at your place.
Oh, before, I don't have those other blank cards on me. I have stashed them somewhere else before I show up.
It is 4 black SUVs in front of your apartment complex.
Ooh. Okay. Are they preventing anyone from entering? Because otherwise, it's just,
Roll me perception.
Wits composure, right? Yes. 2 successes.
Not directly. There's nobody in any sort of uniform or anything like that. However, there are several people on the street, plain clothes, but you've never seen them in the area, and they have a much more militaristic posture than, much more rigid than people just being out on their nightly strolls would have.
Yeah. Has a crowd started to gather? Like people questioning, hey, what's going on here? I mean, not like a big crowd. Okay. Well, if they're being obvious about what they are, I'm going to ask, hey, what's happening? I live in here.
No, they're not being obvious. It's just with your perception, you were able to...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have just said, no, there's just, people moving about their day.
Gotcha. All right, well then, I will proceed as if they are unnoticed. And head up to my apartment and be surprised at the damage.
Okay, so because of your perception check, you would notice as soon as you start making your way towards your apartment, they radio something in.
They're probably too far for me to hear.
Yes. However...
Oh, but I have the electromagnetic linguistics, so I can hear what they're sending.
Yes, and that is...
I've got that.
That's also the reason why you're going to get your defense here. What's your defense?
Oh, defense. 5.
Would make sense.
Well, I would like to hear what they're sending before they tackle me. Before you make the roll for them tackle me, I should say.
Unknown individual heading up to location. Intercept.
Okay. I won't apply defense.
You won't? Oh, okay.
I don't want it to look like I know what's going on. I'm just a tenant. I just walked in. I'm not going to be expecting someone to, jump me.
As you come around the corner, you are taken straight into the wall hard. It's gonna knock the wind out of you. 2 bashing damage.
Ooh, bashing. Okay.
As
I can deal with that.
as this person as you kind of come around a corner, grabs you by the front of your shirt and slams you hard against the wall and puts their forearm up against your chest. You also then feel something come up at your ribs.
Well,
and you see somebody in sunglasses, nondescript hair, nondescript face, wearing a business suit of sorts.
All right. Well, then he's gonna play the part. What?
You hear this person shush you.
Okay.
As they slam you into the wall.
Hands up. I don't know if you hear me. I don't have much money. Take whatever you want. I don't.
Well, shut up now. Now, from that voice, it is the most monotone voice you have ever heard in your life, which is saying something.
Ooh.
And also, voice is exceedingly nondescript.
So many nondescript. That's almost descript. Well, Alia is following orders and shutting up.
Apprehended. What are the orders? You hear a voice come over on the line. Well, it's a walkie-talkie, like...
Okay, I'd probably be able to hear it anyway.
Yeah, at this distance you could. Hold for now. Ascertain what apartment is theirs. Doesn't even relay the question, just looks directly at you, knowing full well you can hear the walkie.
Yeah. 304?
Correct apartment.
What's happening?
You're gonna come with us.
Where?
Grabs you and then just starts dragging you. Are you going to resist? At this point, as they change their arm position to, pull you, you notice the thing at your ribs is a handgun.
Maven very much wants to get away, but that is probably a bigger risk to the cover than going with them. So, quickly judging benefits and risks, he's going to go with them.
Okay. You are eventually thrown into the back of a black SUV along with one other individual. The other individual comes after you. This other individual is unconscious. Multiple blunt force traumas to the head, to the body, tied with zip ties, and eventually, within the next couple of moments, the SUV begins to take off.
Alia is going to be, recoiling in disgust at this brutality and trying to be placid as possible.
You realize, because you can choose, essentially you choose who breaks into your apartment. You know who that is.
Yeah. I as a player don't know, but Alia probably, or the Maven would.
Yeah, Maven would. Well, I'm saying so the player knows. This is the person
Right.
that broke into the house.
Gotcha.
Or into the apartment. Are you going to send any messages or anything?
Can I?
I mean, they didn't take your phone. They didn't frisk you.
I mean, am I allowed to? If I pull up my phone.
There's nobody in, you're essentially in the backside, like the trunk. They have the seats pulled down, so I'm not going to say you're in the back seat because the seats are pulled down. And there is a very thick pane of what you would assume is either glass or plastic between you and the driver's section. So they probably could see you, obviously, through the rearview mirror, but there's no way they can interact with you, and probably no way you can interact with.
Nobody else entered behind me?
No,
They just, I thought someone did.
no, they just threw in the other person, slammed the doors, and then took off, or hopped in the front seat and took off.
Oh, okay. I really want to, but I don't want them to take my phone. So, she's gonna, take out her phone, send a text to,
Give me your dexterity, because you're trying to hide this, obviously. So this is dexterity plus larceny.
this. So, Dex.
This will not
Lars.
stop you, even if you fail this. This will not stop you from sending the message. So you know.
Okay. Dex.
This is
It's
more for-
okay. Roll. Oh, 3 successes.
Okay. If they see your phone, they make no notice of it, or they make no hint that they've seen your phone. So, to the best of your knowledge, they don't see you get out your phone and send this message.
Okay, so she's going to be sending this probably to Praxis would be the most
Relevant.
obvious, most relevant choice.
Outside of giving player information right now.
Yes.
Exceedingly meta information.
So it's going to read, feeling a little burnt out, might take a break.
Okay. On receiving that, I
That moment where you as a GM and all your players are like sucking on their teeth thinking.
I've got an idea of do I know anything about who would have gone, or is it just that Maven has been made, or Maven's cover?
You know that you would probably know that the plan was for Maven to hack the cards. You would thus be able to make the connection that you don't handle the security part of the cards. You just basically assign them to a personnel file.
Mm-hmm.
The security is handled by Blackfire. So would assume that and it would be Blackfire that would be handling any sort of security threat.
Okay, so I'll message back saying, understood, will you need cover?
You're going to respond to that. I'm going to need another check.
Yeah.
And this one will be at a -1. Essentially, it's going to get riskier the more you use your phone.
Your word. She's gonna look at it and put it away. Not gonna answer. Just let it hang.
As they take you to a non-disclosed location, you notice one other thing about the driver and the passenger. They look exactly the same as the person that threw you into the vehicle. You don't know if one is the person that threw you into the vehicle, but especially since both of them look identical, some things are being called into question.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descent, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?